Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Derek, and yes, I am in Oceanside, but I'm not on the water today. I am in my lot where I store my Sea-Doo, and today is oil change day. This is the first oil change that this machine is going to go through. We actually hit 12 hours on the machine just last weekend, and so now it's time to get that done. And so as a first-time Sea-Doo owner, I'm going to get this done, and I've done a lot of research, a lot of video watching, read pieces of the manuals as far as the oil change is concerned, and we're going to get this thing started. This project started today, and it seems pretty simple. So I'm very little mechanically inclined, but this seems pretty simple. So if you are also a first-time Sea-Doo owner and you're getting ready for your first oil change, hey, you're not alone. If I can do it, you can do it. So let's get this project started. So as always, we got to remove the seats, we got to remove the back deck. So let's get started. We're going to do that right now. All right, seats are coming off. Put them right here for now. All right, super simple. Okay, that was easy. That was the easiest part. Okay guys, so to get the back deck off, you're going to need a Torx bit, 10 millimeter Torx bit, and you're also going to need a 10 millimeter box wrench. This one's very important. I'll show you why here in a little bit. I already took off one of the bolts just to show you. It's one of the bolts, and it does need that 10 millimeter bit to go in there. So there are several of these to take off, so I'm going to show you where they all are. So again, if you're a first time doing your own oil change, well, tag along. So here we go. Okay, so here's the back deck. We've got a lot of these bolts to take out. So here are the two front ones. We're going to need this guy. We're going to have to get up underneath to make sure that the nut doesn't fall into the engine bay. And if it does, I hear it's just the bottomless pit down there. It's just a mess to try to find it. So we got to make sure we catch that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. So we got 12 bolts to take out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Already started with one, and I think I'm just gonna put them in here so I don't lose it. So I'll start taking out some of these bolts here. Got one out. Here we go. All right, I'll spare you the rest, but we'll come back and we'll make sure we show you guys how to take out these ones right here. So, okay, so here we are with the front bolts, and again, we need that 10 millimeter to go underneath. So, let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, pretty simple. It's right there. Okay. Don't want to lose that. Good. We got it. So I don't know if you can see that, but you got a washer under there, and you got a little nut that goes with it. So imagine dropping that down in the engine bay. This tiny little thing. Man, thank goodness. Let's do the next one. Okay, let's get the next one. carefully undo that by hand. Slowly take that out. Got it. So, what I'm also going to do is remember how it came out, so I can put it exactly back in the way it came out. Don't want to hold that over the engine bay. So there's the washer, there's the nut, it's just like that. So, for safety's sake, I'm just going to screw that back in there so I can put it back in exactly the way I took it out. Alright. And I did the same with the other one too, so okay. So now this back deck is ready to come on. Okay, all the bolts are out, so this should just lift right off. Aha. Yes. Success. It's off to the side somewhere. Okay. Alright, that is off. So the engine bay is completely exposed. But what I also wanted to show you too is these two link accessories are right here at the bottom. So once that back deck came off, these two link accessories were right here. So make sure you're taking these off, you're putting them back on exactly. They're just sitting there. Okay. And as you can see, there's a little bit of sand in there, so we're going to clean that out as well too. So just so that you know, these two link accessories, make sure you take care of those. So as you can see, there's the engine bay. All right, so right in here is our oil filter. We're going to take that out, we're going to replace it, and we'll be going in through the dipstick. We're going to take that out and we're going to suction the oil out, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that, and then we're going to work on those spark plugs. But this is cool. Never seen the entire engine bay before. Looking good. All right, so what we're going to do next is we are going to kind of get the oil moving a little bit, which will be a lot easier for the oil to be extracted. So we're going to hold down the throttle and we're going to press the start button. We'll do that just for a few moments, just to kind of get the oil moving so it'll be easier to extract from the engine. So I'm going to hold down the throttle so the engine actually doesn't start. It's just going to start to turn itself over. So. Okay, so that's going to get the oil moving a little bit as well. So now we'll show you how we're going to extract the oil. Here we go. So with that said, getting the oil moving, getting it warmed up a little bit, I've seen and read a couple different ways people do it. I do have an oil extraction kit right here where they hold down the throttle and then start the engine, just kind of get it cranking a little bit. I've also seen people just start it for 30 seconds and then turn the engine off. And I've also seen people plug the ski into water and turn the engine on, turn the hose on, and then let that run for 4 minutes. So different ways to do it. I've seen that they all work. So I'm doing it this way, and we'll get it rolling. So here's the oil pump extractor. Let me show you this. Okay, so here is the oil extractor. Super simple. Got it off of Amazon. Seen a lot of people using this as well because it's motorized. It does it itself, and it plugs right into your Sea-Doo battery. So red with red, black with black. Pretty simple. And it's got two hoses. This skinny one is the extraction hose. And let me show you how that goes in. There's two sets of arrows going this way on the front of it. Okay, so we're going to put the extraction hose on this side. So you're going to have the oil coming in this way, and if you can see that or not, but follows the arrows and then it gets extracted out that way. So this is the one that goes here, It's a pretty tight fit. And then the other one. So this is the thicker hose. This is where it's going to extract. So it's going to come out on this side. Plug it right in there. It's pretty tight. It also comes with some clamps, and you can clamp these down just so they don't come off during the extraction process. They are pretty tight on here, actually. So anyway, that's how it works. So we're going to get this plugged in, and then here's your power button right back here. And you have an extraction bucket, which I thought was kind of meaningful. Got to have that. So this is going to tell me what's coming out, how much oil I'm taking out, and how much oil I have to put back in. And it's got all its measure points on here, from liters to pints to quarts. So this is really cool. So we're going to see how much the Sea-Doo lets out, and we're going to pour it right into the bucket. All right. So let's get that started. Okay, so you can see the battery is down here. Red connection, black connection. Let's see if we can do this with one hand, huh? All right, black connection. Here we go. Let's get that on there. Good. And red. That's red. Okay, there we go. That's that. I'm gonna take the dipstick out. Let's go ahead and check that level 2 first, by the way, before we do that. Okay. So every time I go out, I always check the oil just to see where it's at. Every time I go out. Okay. It's definitely hard to see. Looks like we're kind of like right in between these two marks. So we've got these two marks right here, kind of these two indentations, if you can see them. Low and high. All right, so before we start doing the extraction, we're gonna loosen the oil cap so the oil can breathe better, come out better, let some air flowage. The cool thing about the gas cap is it's attached. Did I say gas cap? I sure did. Oil cap. Oil cap. The oil cap is that it's attached, so we're not going to lose it. Let's leave that right there. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to just insert that in all the way down until we hit bottom. Our catch here. I think just put that right there for now. Put a catch like that there. Okay, everything is in. We have the cables attached to the battery, and the extraction tube is in, and we have our catch bucket right here. So all we got to do, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
And there it goes. pretty good. All right, let's see how much oil is going to come out. Okay, so it's looking like it's not pulling that much oil out much longer. So, we'll turn that off for a second. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the throttle again and hit the start button and see if we can't drum up some more oil. Okay, so here we go. Kind of hard to do with one hand, so let's see what we got. But here's what we got so far. So we still got some more to go. And so we turned it back on, and yep, there's more coming out. So that's good. Being transferred right into the bucket. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll hold the throttle down and start it one more time and see how much more oil we can get out until we're completely satisfied that it's all out. All right, with that last one, we're getting a lot more oil out. Move the hose around again, and it'll find more, that's for sure. Okay, so we got all the oil out. We started the extraction process a few times, and it started to really run dry, and it wasn't extracting anymore. So, looks like we got it all out, and we'll show you how much we got out. Let's see, like 2.5. So here's the 2 quart mark. 2.5, 2 3/4, almost 80 ounces. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this into my oil catch can, and I'm actually gonna mark right here with a blue piece of tape, and then clean this bucket out, and then refill this bucket back up to the exact amount that I pulled out, and then we're going to put it back in, and then we'll get the old stuff recycled for sure. Okay, so now we're going to go for the oil filter, and you do need a ratchet for that, and you're going to need the E10 for that. So right on there. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. It's on there pretty tight. There we go. Whoa, that's on there.
Boy, that's really on there.
There we go. Starting to come loose. Gonna pull that filter out. There we go. There it is. Great. Okay. So now in the filter, there they are, the 2 O-rings. So we have a thicker O-ring on the bottom and a thinner O-ring on the top, and we're going to replace those. So this there it is. Aha. Okay. And so we've got some O-rings again we need to change. We have the thick one on the bottom, thin one on the top. We're going to take those out. And I've also heard too where there is another O-ring on here where you take this bolt out, and there's an O-ring way at the top of the stem here. And again, some people replace that on the first oil change, some don't. I mean, obviously it can't hurt, right? So, but there we go. We got the oil filter out. And we got a bit of oil down in there, so we want to make sure we take that oil out. Maybe get a rag in there and kind of take some of that oil out. All right, so here we go. I don't know if you can see down in there. There we go. There's a little bit of oil in there. We're going to clean that out before we put the new filter in. Okay, so we got the new filter all set. We got the rings on there, skinny on the top, that one on the bottom, all back in, and we put a little extra grease on the bottom here. So let's go ahead and put that filter back in. There. I'm going to start to, I just do a little finger tight. That seems like it's on there. And let's get that back in there. Good, looks good. Great. Okay, let's get the oil back in the engine. Here we go. Here we are. So we got our new bucket and we have our new fill line for the oil that we're going to put back in. So there it is. That's exactly what we put out. We're on flat ground and here's the oil. So I'm going to dump that in there, grab our funnel, put it back in the machine. There we go. Look at the difference. Wow. There we go. Big drink. There we go. All right, so that's going to take a little bit to settle. So once it settles down, we'll take the measurements of the oil, make sure it's filled back up to where it should be, and we can get the spark plugs removed and replaced. So we'll let that settle for a little bit. Don't want to drop any of those down in there. So we're going to take the coilovers off. There's a little movement here. Okay, got one of the spark plugs out and got a little warm one too. So here is the old one. You'll see. A little dirty. And we've got a new one right there, and they're exactly the same. The NGKR, NGKR, DCP R8E, and DCP R8E. Same thing. All right, so we got one out, and we're gonna get two more, and then Put the new ones back in. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new one in. So I'm not taking them all out and put them all back in. So I'm going to put the one I just took out, and I'm going to put the brand new one back in first before I take all the other ones out. That one back in, so we're going to replace this. So we got our next one. Take that one out. There we go, got it. All right, we'll get our second spark plug back in there. Drop it in. Perfect. Get these connected back up. I don't know how you guys do these things with one hand. I've seen a lot of you guys filming this with one hand. You're like taking these things off and pulling them out with one hand. That's pretty good. Not this guy. Click. All right, that one's good. Got one more. And then we still got to check our oil level and make sure everything's good to go. Coil over number 3. Now when you take these out, sometimes you'll have this, I don't know if you can see it or not, this little O-ring. Sometimes it'll slip out, sometimes it'll stay. Make sure it stays on there. Okay, let's get this last one out. So what I'm gonna have to do better next time is get like magnetic ones because it doesn't come out as easy. What I usually end up doing, this is what worked out pretty good. We put this back in. Creates a little suction. Ta-da! And it comes right out. Ha! Okay. Spark plug number 3. And the new one goes back in. Get this connection back together. it in. Snap, there it is. Okay, now we're gonna get our bolts back on there. Finger tighten them down first. Alright, so we're going to check the oil level. Alright, so it's really hard to see sometimes, but on the dipstick it's got these two indentations, one here and one here. And you can kind of see where that oil is. And with more closer to this top indentation, you're good to go. So I think we're good to go. Let's take one more swipe. Okay, that looks good. All right, sweet, done. Okay, well, now we just got to get this thing buttoned back up and put back together. Put this back on, bolt it back up, and button this thing up, and we'll call it a day. And so, if I can do it, you can do it. First oil change, filter, spark plugs, oil. Replace oil. Not bad for the first time. Took a little while, plus I'm filming, so you know, it gets a little crazy sometimes when you're doing it your first time, but looked like everything went pretty smooth. All right, we're gonna get this thing buttoned up. Oh yeah, but of course, before we button everything up, we have our XPS anti-corrosive lubricant. We're gonna give a generous spray inside the engine everywhere now that we have the deck off. So just pretty much sprayed everywhere, all over the metal pieces. Go get way back in there, way down the bottom. There we go, looking good. I want to hit that bolt right there. All right, there we go. Let's go and put the deck back on. And we got to get the front two in there, so we need that 10mm wrench again, which I put away. I gotta go get it. Got it. Well, got it started a little bit here. Yes, good news. Let's get the other one. So I put him back, and just holding him here, and I put them exactly how they came out, just like so, so wouldn't forget. I'm just gonna unscrew that. Fold these in. 10mm. And the washer. go. Got it. Success. No droppage. Looks like I'm the last one here. Okay, we are done. We got the ski back together. Seems to be a success. So if you like this video, would you give me a thumbs up, please? This is my first time doing it. Again, first time Sea-Doo owner. Super excited, and I'm glad I got a chance to do this by myself. I'm not too mechanically inclined, but I took my time, went step by step, didn't rush anything, and didn't freak out. So if I can do it, you can do it. So if you like this video, and if you have any tips for me for next time, that would be greatly appreciated. Those of you who have done this before, if you have any other tips or tricks that you do for your oil change and your spark plug change, let me know. Put them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. I love the feedback, love positive criticism. Absolutely. Gotta grow, gotta learn, right? So give me 2 thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, give me some more tips and tricks on how you do your oil change. And I'll be looking forward to my next oil change here. I think it's on 50 hours, I think. So leave your comments in the box down below. Thank you, appreciate it very much. And next time, see you on the water.